Hi loves, it's Kennedy back with another video. Welcome back to With Love Kennedy. So today we're going to be having a chat about trust, the hardest part of healing for me personally. So we'll just dive right on in. Of course, I have my notes. So we'll talk about first what trust actually means. So trust to me is a foundation of safety, and it allows you to have connection and love and vulnerability. It also is just like not automatic. It's something that's earned and felt. And I also feel like trust is a choice. Like it's a way of choosing. It's not something that people can choose for you. And it's a way of like providing yourself, you know, the trust that you need within and like the external trust that you need to have in order to function in this world in like a way that's most authentic to who you are and how you want to, manifest your life. I do feel like trust is really, really hard to allow yourself to feel. If there have been things that have happened in the past that has robbed you of that, that sense, because it is almost like a sensory thing within the body. But yeah, we'll talk more about that. I do feel like there are things that happen in the lives of women specifically, because I can only speak for, women who experience the same things that I have or something similar. But trust just becomes hard when you've been like let down and you have so many past disappointments, or just like over giving and under receiving, or learning to survive alone, or just like being hyper independent. Like there are just so many aspects that play into diminishing or deteriorating trust within the world, or like trust within yourself. And so I think it's important for us as individuals, male or female, to learn how to rebuild that sense of trust within the self first, so that when we get out into the world, we can have conversations and we can see people from like a sense of ambiguity rather than like a sense of, them having an underlying motive or like an agenda. I just think it's very important. I think trust is a foundation to many, many things in this world, especially success. And so we'll get deeper into that. And so now we'll talk about the truth about rebuilding trust. I have some notes here, so I'm going to read them off because I want to give you guys the juice, the mojo. So the first thing is trust starts with self-trust. I said that already, and I think that if you can learn to love and trust yourself, and believe in yourself, because I think belief, faith, and trust all go together, they tie in together. I think when you trust yourself, you perform better, you show up better, you're more consistent, and you take yourself seriously. Everything around you will start to like radiate that same energy, and it'll be attracted to you. And the more sense of trust that you have within yourself, the more you would have it in your outside world. Next is trust grows in small moments. So trust is just not this thing that you'll wake up with. Like, I know for me, my trust within myself is growing every single day, and each day gets stronger. But I know, like, when I wake up and like when I have that talk with myself, I'm like, oh, like I want it to grow even more, So like the small steps, every bit and piece of the trust that's building within you counts. It always matters. The third thing is trust requires boundaries. So like trust does not equate to being gullible or naive. Like I feel like sometimes, and I know for myself, like I've struggled with that in the past, but like trust doesn't mean you just like go out and like let people do whatever, however. Like, no. Trust requires boundaries, because like as you develop trust, you want to create these like shields, like this armor around you, um so that the more trust you establish, you'll be able to like weed out the things more easily and accessibly, without you having to like go through an experience with that particular thing. I hope that makes sense. Like you'll just like naturally be able to like count out the things that don't support what you're building for yourself, without you necessarily having to like give into the experience. So the fourth thing is trust is a process, it's not a switch. So similar to what I said earlier, like it does take time. It may not take years, it may not take months. For some people it takes a week, some people it takes 10 years. Like the time varies just depending on like what you feel like your healing process is and like what you feel like you need to work on. But no matter the time frame, no matter what has happened, like you will get there and it will happen for you, and you're building each day. You just have to look forward and you have to keep the faith and know that it will continue to build as long as you work to build it. The fifth thing is trust requires truth. Oh, that's the best one. That's the juiciest one, because you have to be an honest person. I'm sorry. I don't know who wants to hear this and who doesn't want to hear it, but you have to be truthful. You have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be honest with everyone else around you. And if you know you are an honest person and there has been people in your life who have tried to make you feel like you aren't, because there are people there are narcissists and abusive people who are like that. Like they will try to diminish your confidence and try to make you feel like you shouldn't believe in yourself, because that's a part, believing in yourself is a part of the honesty. So like if you know you're an honest person, that is trust. Like that is so trust, and you're building it and it's working. But if you know you're somebody, and this is not crucifixion, this is not condemnation, this is none of that, because you know, who am I to tell somebody that they're less than because they struggle, they have a certain thing that they struggle with? Like, that's not my place. But my place is to tell you how to grow and how to get better. And like, if you're somebody who struggles with being honest, because that is a struggle for some people, like it really genuinely is, not for myself, but for other people, like if you struggle with being honest, like just know that the best part about being honest is knowing that you hold yourself accountable and nobody else can have any say over your calling moving forward. Like I feel like that's the thing that feels so great about like being truthful with yourself and with other people, is like you get to decide what happens after, not necessarily the person on the other end, if that makes sense. Like there's just a sense of power that comes with honesty, and like when that power is had, like when you have that power, your trust just like builds up immensely within yourself. Like I don't know, y'all, like being honest. So here are ways to start trusting yourself again. So first thing is keeping promises to yourself. Like if you say that you're gonna do something, do it. But at the same time, like if you feel like something is not attainable for you in the moment, have an honest conversation with yourself. That's where we fall back to honesty and say, hey, like this is how we're gonna redirect. And yeah, keep your promises to yourself though as best as you can. The next thing is follow through on small habits. So like following through on like the things that you're doing for yourself. Like if you know that you're going to work out for like 15 minutes, if you said that you're going to do that, like do that. Like it's a small thing to do. It doesn't take too much. For some people it does, but like just try. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you do things for 5 minutes or like 2 minutes, like it still counts. And I don't know if you guys, oh my God, my words. I don't know if you guys have read Atomic Habits, but that book speaks heavily about that. I read that like back in 2022, but like that book speaks heavily about small habits and like how to implement them perfectly. Like I love that book, highly recommend. Listen to your intuition. Like part of self-trust is like understanding like the voice in your head and how to listen to your gut feelings. Like I feel like they're interconnected. I know like a lot of people feel like you shouldn't listen to like what you think, but like I don't necessarily agree with that. And that's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me, but like I feel like your thought process, depending on, you know, oh, this is kind of hard. Okay. Actually, rewind. We're gonna retry from that. So it's not necessarily like the thoughts about yourself. It's more so decision making. It's more so about like if you're in a circumstance or a situation and your thoughts and your gut are both telling you to respond a certain way, that is what I mean about like listen to your intuition. Not necessarily like if it's like negative or anything, like not to that degree. Like mostly just about like following your truth in moments where you need to. The next thing is say no without guilt. So you're allowed to say no. Like I'm the queen of no. Anybody who knows me and who has been friends with me, even my family, like, I'm the queen of no. I am not doing anything I do not want to do. I promise, the Lord is my witness. Like, and I've always been like that my entire life. Like, I've never had a problem saying no. And I'm the girl to take the advice from. Like, guys, this is your life. Like, you do realize each thing that you say yes to is power that you're giving to that situation. Like, and I kind of picked up on that like very early on. I don't know, like that's just like always been a thing. I don't know if it's like something I learned from like my grandparents or something, but like I just always understood the concept of like if I say yes to something, I'm allowing that thing to have power over me. And so like you have to learn how to say no to things that you don't want to have power over your life or over how you believe in yourself and all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So next is honor your emotions. So if you feel a certain way, that is okay. Like there's this new culture around emotions of like, oh, you gotta be hard, like you're responsible for your own emotions and da, da, da. Like, no, like literally, if you are upset, be upset, mama. Like, of course, within like a civilized, reality and way of thinking and acting, but like, like if you're angry and you're mad and something doesn't sit right with you, make that very clear and stand on that. And if you're happy and if you're joyful, don't allow people to take that from you. Like, laugh in their face. Next is don't abandon yourself for others. And like I feel like that connects with honoring your emotions. Like don't leave who you are just for everyone else's discretion. Like this is your life. If you have morals, integrity, and a compass that you stand by when it comes to your values, like hold true to that no matter what situation. And like even with jobs, like most people sacrifice those things just to get approval from a manager. Like that's how you misalign your life. And so alignment is so important because you never want to feel like you're at the sacrifice or you are the sacrifice or the expense to someone else's like needs or desires. You know what I'm saying? So like just keep that at the forefront of your mind. Overall, you deserve connection. You deserve to feel safe and you deserve trust. Like you deserve a life full of abundant trust. And so I hope this video has helped you and I feel like I offered some good stuff. So comment down below. Let me know if you have any like habits or tricks on things that you do to help you build trust within yourself. And yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all in the next video. With love, Kennedy. I'll see y'all soon.